Take 4. Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 10 of the Ready Up podcast. My name is Niall. This is my 4th time doing this intro. Bobby has decided to take a poo during the last intro, so we'll forward starting again. If you're new to the show, Ready Up Gaming Podcast is a podcast that revolves around all things gaming. As always, my name is Niall. I will be the host of this show. Joining me today is a bald, bearded, poopy bruiser, Bobby Boucher, the man who likes to take dumps during the intros. Bobby, how are you, mate?
I didn't actually take a shit, by the way.
Well, you took a while.
He just fucked up the intro himself 4 times.
Well,
I'm good. Ready to talk about some games after about an hour of prep there.
yeah, so we've had issues there with some kind of screen issues and Bobby's mic going fucking nuts, but we're ready to rock and roll. So, Bobby, you've gotten the VR this week, and actually it just said before we realised last time that your mic was on the Ritz, right?
Yeah.
Both got the VR day one. You didn't open it. I opened mine. You were balls deep in AOE. You finally opened it. Talk to me about kind of your opening. Give me your impressions. Walk me through you opening this box and trying the headset on from me hyping it up a lot.
Yeah, so pretty much you hyped it up in the last podcast for a bit to the point where it was like all excited the next day to open it. I didn't actually open it the next day. It was the day after.
Sunday, yeah.
Because it was like, I woke up the next day and I was like, I just want to play Age of Empires. But yeah, so opened up, lifted the headset out. It's really light. It's really lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot lighter than what I was expecting, obviously, with the MetaQuest too. So it's quite beefy. But obviously all the internals and all around that. But it's comfortable. It wasn't when I first tried it on.
Right. Yeah, that happened as well.
The bridge of the nose, it felt quite hard compared to because I think the padding on the PSVR 2 is quite thin compared to the MetaQuest. But you kind of get used to it after a couple of times using it. It's pitch black inside, like pure black.
Totally, yeah.
You can't see no light.
And do you like the fact that it's hard and beefy, or it's not hard and beefy? Because you must have had a hard and beefy one before, did you?
No, I actually would prefer it would be to be a bit thicker.
Oh, really?
A bit heavy.
Not enough curve for you.
Yeah, it's not thick enough for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's comfortable. It doesn't let in any light, which is good because the MetaQuest is awful for letting in light right below your nose.
Yeah, it's melting.
In a lot of light.
Fuck.
The actual screen on it itself, once you turn it on, is quite good.
Yeah.
The OLED. Obviously you were saying last week about the mirror. Is that what you call it?
Mirror yeah. Effect. Did you notice it?
Yeah.
Does the Quest, right? I actually asked you this, but I don't know if you tried it. Does the Quest have any when you tried it back comparatively?
No. The Quest screen's quite good.
Yeah, that's the problem with going OLED, mate. But would you rather have a bit of mirror for the OLED? Because I'll be honest, I don't notice it that much too much where it takes me out of it or anything.
I don't know. I think I would have to see maybe like something on terms on like the same kind of power as the PSVR 2 has with an LCD screen.
Yeah, it'd be interesting just to compare, like
just the comparison, because obviously the OLED you're going to get the blacker blacks and things like that. It's going to pop out a wee bit more, but if it's completely sharp on the LCD with the same kind of graphics, I'd like to see that there in person, see what the difference is.
What was your first game? Kayak? You launched that? That was the first one you went balls deep in?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Impressions?
It looks good. It's fucking hard to kayak.
It is hard to kayak. It's fucking hurts your arms.
I got into the pool. It was great. It was like fucking turning around. It's like, that's class. And it was when I got out into I think it was maybe Antarctica I'd done first. And was just paddling around. It was quite difficult.
Did you do the storm?
Yeah, I tried the storm. I tried that one. I tried a different one. I think
Jungle at Night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yes, I did. I done that other one, and then I done the storm with it's like a lighthouse and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
The rain, no, it's quite good. It's class. Like it's very good. I enjoyed that one. I wasn't sick on that one.
You weren't too high on GT. Tell me about that, because you obviously were playing GT recently. So what made you think, oh, it's number 3? Shoot.
I don't know. Because you were saying last week as well, you weren't high on it
until I went back, and then I started playing it. And I was like,
so are you more high on it?
I'm more high on it, but I'm just I'm not in the mood for GT. But if it was, I'd be like, yeah, I'd high on it.
I don't know. It just didn't really. I don't know. It just didn't really do it for me. It looks good.
The vibe of GT annoys me a bit. The vibe, if that makes sense.
Aye.
It's a bit weird of a vibe. It's like that. The music and all, and just the style of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't like the music at all.
It's just a weird
and
game.
Gran Turismo, it's fucking awful. You go to Forza and it's pumping.
Yeah, but then Forza ain't got VR, so this is kind of the caveat to that.
Forza don't need VR.
Forza's
Forza's
need
got
VR.
Rally coming out here at the end of the month.
I can imagine
Unreal.
you, Bobby Boucher, having a Forza don't need VR on your t-shirt on day one of Forza launch, the new one, new motorsport.
Well, actually, I should
Forza
get
don't
that
need
printed off.
VR, and it's just
Forza
a
don't
picture
need-
of you.
That's a video. That's a video we can make.
That's the fucking name of the TikTok.
no,
Forza don't need VR.
I wasn't really high on it. It looks good when you're in it. Visually, it's just not as good as the screen. Just sitting
The
playing on it.
distance is away. Like, you can't see anything in the distance. I'm fucking blind as it
No.
was, man. I'm like, but you do get the sense of undertaking and overtaking people. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I'm near hitting you, but I'm not.
Yeah, I think maybe I know I said this on like podcast before, and everyone thought I was taking the piss about Gran Turismo being at the arcade. But see if they had something like that there down at the arcade where you could put on the headset. It feels very arcadey if you had like a wheel, like a wheel and all.
A lot of people getting wheels. I was reading on Reddit, mate. Ton of people went and bought them.
Like to me, that's like a real good arcade experience. If you had that full setup.
So what were you thinking at this time? So you tried Kayak and you tried Forza. Like, were you underwhelmed? Were you like, fuck, right, whatever?
Yeah, I was underwhelmed. I was kind of it was kind of the reason why I wasn't opening the thing, because it was like, I want to try it, but I know once I try it, I'll be like, meh. And I kind of was.
Right. But then you went and played after the fall. So anyone who doesn't know, Bobby loves fucking Left 4 Dead. It's his like inner autistic child, I guess. Loves these kind of zombie games because you love COD zombies. So you played after the fall. You bought that. What were your thoughts then? Because I don't know if you tried proper VR where like guns shooting and stuff. I know you tried
this
the roller coaster one. We'll get into obviously the effects of it in a minute. But
the one game that I actually really enjoyed playing made me sick.
You have to build up tolerance.
And like, I'm so pissed off because that was the one that I was into, and I was like, fucking, I was banging everywhere. Accuracy was better than yours and Kieran's. I'm just
First
say
round.
that in the podcast.
First round.
Second round, I was fucking near broken. The only reason why I stayed on was because I found a fucking floppy disk and I was scared of losing out on a fucking clip or something from my gun. But it was really good. I really did enjoyed the actual run about. The only thing is the movement. I think that's what's getting me. I think that's what's making me a wee bit sick.
Maybe, are you doing snap turn or are you doing like kind of free run?
No, I'm
turn?
doing the free room, but I tried the other one and it doesn't feel like I'm playing a game. It feels like I'm playing like I don't know how to describe it. It's like
I know
one
what
of
you
them
mean.
point and click kind of things when you're just kind of moving around. I don't enjoy that there. So I think it is the movement that's maybe getting to me.
See, it takes time to build up though, because even sometimes even with Resident things, I'm like, oh, right, okay. Feel a bit disorientated, but the more you play it, like even if you do short bursts, a lot of people I've seen say that, where they'll build up and they're fine. So if you do really like the game and you want to play it, fucking do one round here and there. But I was having good crack the other night, but me with multiplayer games, I'm just kind of like, after a while. Do you know what I mean?
That's probably something that fucking play with Kieran a bit more because you obviously don't like multiplayer games.
It's not I don't like multiplayer games, but it's like
it was good crack. But it's one of them ones that you can go on for maybe 40 minutes.
Yeah,
and you kind of be done. Maybe do one or two of them harvest runs, and then you're like, that's you.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of a jump in, jump out. See, it's see with competitive games. It's not that I don't like competitive games. I feel like I'm above average on a lot of them. And you're gonna look at you like I can see you smiling. You dick. Do you know what I mean? If I play a game, I'll tell you a story. I never used to really play FIFA, and I had a mate called Chris, and Chris loves FIFA, and he knew I was decent at games, and he says the one game if you ever got better than me at FIFA would annoy me. So we got FIFA, and I just was like, I'm gonna play this until I'm absolutely obliterating them. We played 100 matches, and I won 75 of them. In the end, like over the course of the thing, it's like. But then I got decent enough at FIFA and I was like, okay, I've done this. I've kind of tapped my ceiling. I'll pass it there. I'll move on. I find with most games, like I can hold my own water. So it's kind of like there's no challenge anymore. Whereas
do you know what you didn't hold your own water in?
What? Zombies?
No. Do you remember last week we were talking?
Oh.
This time last week we were talking. I was hyping up a game. The wee game called the Age of Empires.
Yep.
Getting you in the mood.
Yeah.
You decided to come on. I was like, me and Tim against you three. You were like, yeah, no problem. No bother. Easy, I'm up for it. We went on. And me and Tim were back and forth a wee bit, taking the piss, just having a wee bit of crack. Here's one of your quotes from the night. I think they underestimate us, boys. So you said.
I was winding you up. Because I was just trolling there with this thing that we had a load of guys. We had no guys. I was literally just
you just come through the forest and get completely annihilated.
So I found out why you wanted us to play the forest, because you have obviously learned a certain strategy that works well. But to do this strategy, you require a castle. So the best way for you to get the castle is if there's a forest in between, so you can get your elephants. So
I can build castles, no bother. The reason why we picked the forest was to give you a chance to build up, and you didn't take it because you just went straight in.
I just went penetrating.
You went straight in. I heard the boom, 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 and then me and Tim had no armies at that point.
I was just fucking about that stage too as well. I didn't even know I was getting
an extra castle, like where you were coming in as well, and then we got our armies on the go quickly, and I had to get them up to meet you coming through, and then you came through, and I think your second quote that I remember from the night was about 20 minutes after you broke through, says, "I've resigned, there's no point."
Yeah, I won't deny it. See, I love Age of Empires, mate, and I actually was thinking today, I was like, I could try and just learn Age of Empires and just make it my goal to beat Bobby and then quit and do what I did with Chris.
Do it.
But the effort required to put that effort, like to learn that game, I just don't have it. Because it's not
it's not even that hard to learn. Like, obviously, I'm still learning, but different things, and to try and maybe do things a wee bit different than what I have been doing each time. But it all depends on the map and who you're against and what kind of who they're going to come. Like, I came at you with elephants, and you were like, they're class, they're just wiping us out, but there's counters to them.
Exactly, but I have to learn them, and I couldn't be bothered.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
You have kind of like. They're like the elephant counters would be like pikemen and things they got there, but there's also other ones to that, like loads of paladin horses, which are like upgraded knights and stuff like that. They are actually better against them than like the average counter would be, like the all-in-one counter kind of thing. That I'm trying to say is like the spearmen or counters are like cavalry generally 9 times out of 10, but there's also like certain ones that will actually do better against cavalry and things like that.
Yeah,
it's just I don't even know them all. Like, I'm just kind of throwing them in, guessing, and then watching a couple of videos and
see with these types of games, mate. Like, it'd be like me and you jumping into StarCraft, thinking I'm going to try and compete. The problem would be you could probably get to a stage where you're beating people, obviously consistently, but you see to compete, that's just a whole, like, these people have been playing these games for 20 years, mate. The amount of knowledge, even the boys in Destiny, mate, they're fucking one shot me, and I'm like, it's not because they're better, it's their gear. And they know what kind of stats to put in, because that's what it all goes down to, and it's just a fucking...
That shouldn't be a thing in Destiny with online. Your gear shouldn't...
It doesn't. I don't know what it is. So I was reading up. It's not gear. It's necessarily just stats and shit. But I mean, I was getting demolished. I don't know if it's playing against people on PC when it's on console. Now, I'd hopped on PC and farted about with a bit, which was great. But I mean, it's just... With Age of Empires, there's people playing that game with, 25 years of history? You know, how can you theoretically think that you can go on and beat these guys who just have the knowledge? Do you know what I mean? That's what's... It's the knowledge is about, not your skill.
I'm determined.
No, I'm saying you can't.
Go into the rank, like.
Yeah, if you're going to... You have to dedicate yourself to it, is my thing.
Yeah.
Which you clearly have.
To get better than, like, Tim and all.
Wait there. Is this a challenge on that? Are you better than Tim?
Yeah. He's watching this right now. I don't know. I finished above him last night when we played. But
why don't you play Tim and stream it, and then we can put it on the channel?
One-on-one.
I'll literally put it on the channel. Yeah.
Fuck, that'd be a good match, actually. I could even live stream it.
I would record it and put it on YouTube for you. But yeah, so obviously you played Age of Empires, you beat me. You're better than me at Age of Empires. I will admit, the thing is, I kind of like it. I really obviously like Age of Empires, but I'm just not in the mood right now. But I was.
You need to get on with all of us again, because it is good crack. Even just the way you jumped on for a game, obviously you got fucking ass raped. But
cheers, mate. Do you want to go on Valorant, you wee dick? Yeah.
I don't play with primitive devices.
So I was mentioning Destiny. I'll do a wee segue. So we'll not talk about fucking Age of Empires for 5 weeks in a row, which is all you've been playing, for fuck's sake. So last week, me and you were talking about Destiny, and I said I'm going to get Lightfall. Thought it looked very good. The reviews, people who are actually playing Destiny do not like Lightfall, by the way. Yeah, I think it's like...
I've seen that.
Yeah, a lot of knockback. Lovely. It looks lovely. Lovely areas. Very empty. But fuck, is Destiny hard to play, mate. I was playing it and I was like, I'm going to uninstall this. I'm just not having fun. When do you stop playing a game? Like, when do you keep up with a game? Like, depends if I'm having... Do you never find that you play games and you're not having fun playing it, but you're just playing it because you feel like you have to?
I don't know. I kind of quit if I don't like it. If it's not for me, like I think we done one game, um, Rainbow Six Siege, didn't we?
Yeah, it's different.
And they were
Yeah,
just like, nah, not for us. But I think the problem is with Destiny is it's been out for too long.
well, to kind of put it this way, I mean, I played Final Fantasy 14 online, and people said once you get past the first game, which is like the base game, it gets so good, and all the reviews were amazing. And you have to put in 80 hours to do that. And I put in 80 hours, and then I got onto the one that they said was amazing. I was like, it's not that good.
That's insane though. Like having to put in 80 hours for the game.
I put in
the game to
hundreds,
get
mate,
good.
and I think the game's still not really good. I think it's all right.
But if someone tells you here, this game's good, I'll be like, oh really? I fucking played 10 hours. It's shite. No, you need to play 80.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. Like
Yeah.
I would be like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, and this is the thing, mate, because I found that I don't enjoy games as much anymore. I play games because I feel obligated to play games. And what is that you're drinking?
Cherry Cottonburg.
Ah, I've never tried cherry, actually. I thought it was a blackcurrant squash. I was about to say.
No.
I was like, oh.
Friday night.
That's it. But I put out a few hours in Destiny, but it's fucking so convoluted. Mate, say for a new starter, it's just all over the place. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And the lore, I just couldn't give a fuck about. But I'll tell you what, the gameplay is good, very good, very very good.
Gameplay is fantastic. The shooting and all, and it's great. The movement and all.
But it's repetitive. Like you're literally just doing the same thing constantly. And it's like, right, what else do I want? And I kind of think I can't answer it, but I almost kind of want something like, I don't know how to even fix the game. The lore I just don't care about. It's very melting. But I was having fun with it last night. I'll be honest, I did end up having a wee bit of fun when I went back to it. And I put it up on PC today, and it looks fucking insane on PC. I had 180 FPS, 1440p maxed out, and I went into the world and I was like, oh, this is actually so much better. And I could play keyboard and mouse, so it's kind of like, should I play on PC? And then I was
you just bought all the fucking DLC on PlayStation.
Yeah, I did do that. So, Warframe. So this week I've been kind of like, I don't know what to play. I play a bit of VR. I've been playing that. Destiny, bit of that. And then Warframe. I said to you last night, I jumped into this. Warframe plays better than Destiny, by the way. Fucking incredible game.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't played it since like the launch of the PS4.
Yeah, because that was like one of the first free to play games, and that's when I played it.
Yeah,
and
it was like, man, at the start, you stuck it on, you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
It's really good fun, but it doesn't seem like something that you would sit and play for hours. Now, I may say that, but people obviously do get really hooked on it.
Yeah.
I think you'd love it. Like, see, in terms of the combat, it's fucking superb in how it feels. It's really fun to run about and fuck people up.
I don't even know like how it looks now.
PS5, it's a bit jittery, bit of bad frame rate at the start, the first level, and then it's fine ever since. But we should give that a wee blast and see how we feel.
Maybe try it on PC.
And what about your Destiny? Have you given it a jump in yet?
I haven't tried it yet, no. We'll get on over the weekend though. 100%.
We should, because
Probably
there's the
not.
raids next Friday. And everyone went to the same light level. So I started like 1600, everything was leveled up. So it's like 8 hours to complete the campaign, I think.
What are you in? 3 missions in?
3 missions in.
Did you say? Well, I'll get 3 missions in and then we can jump on together.
Yeah. What else? What else is new with you? What have you been
playing? Oh, I started Mario Odyssey.
Oh. A very mediocre game, if you ask me.
Yeah, so I like Mario, but I've never really been a fan of 3D Mario games like Mario 64 and all that crap. Doesn't really appeal to me. I like the 2D ones, but we've been going back and forth the past couple of days, both of us, about buying a Switch OLED.
Don't fucking start me.
And
well, I'm going to get started in a minute, but...
and so I'm like trying to justify the purchase for myself. So I started playing it the other night. She was like, why are you playing Switch for? I was like, because I want to buy a new one. She's like, you don't even play that one. I was like, I know, but I'm trying.
I'm trying to play it.
Trying to play it to justify me buying this other one. It's I don't know. I don't think I'm going to like it. I'm going to give it at least 3 hours maybe, see how it goes when I get into it. But like I said, I'm a 2.
Are you having fun
with Mario?
Yeah.
Honestly, no.
Yeah. Then put it down.
No, about 30 minutes in, like, and I'm just like that.
If you're not,
it doesn't appeal to me. I like the 2D ones.
64. I love 64, but that's more nostalgia at this stage. But Mario, man, I'm just like, no.
I like 2D. I like I tried, what do you call it? Mario Golf. It's quite good.
I loved Mario Golf games. Any other Switch? Well, like what's games you got on your Switch ready to play?
Ones I have now ready to play is got Odyssey. I've got Mario Golf. Got Mario Kart. What else have I got? KOTOR, which I'm going to get back to. About 8 to 10 hours in on that already.
Why are you not playing Mass Effect if you just why not Mass Effect?
I don't know. It's like,
I mean, I
like
actually feel like I was like, I should play Mass Effect 2 because I played 1. But that trilogy is
if you do remember to play on Xbox.
Yeah, but it was halfway through on
120.
PlayStation. But if it's 120,
Yeah.
game I want to get back to. But mate, KOTOR, it's hard to play. I'm telling you right now, you're obviously nostalgia goggles. I mean, I'll try to play it recently.
I'm like 10 hours in. I'm loving it. It's fantastic on the Switch. Like, so good.
Good play.
Plays really well. They've mapped the controls and all really well.
So you have Zelda there on the Switch as well?
No, not yet.
I thought you bought Zelda. Not Link's Awakening, which you'll absolutely love. I am.
Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
No, I had that on my mate's account, but I don't have his account anymore.
Rest in peace.
But I'm thinking about it.
What made us want to get the Switch? I can't even remember what kind of even just made me think I want the OLED Switch. Because I said to you and you were like, I want it too.
I've wanted it since it came out, but I just haven't justified the purchase because I don't play it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to. I want to justify the purchase. I don't know what it is. I'd love to get stuck into a Pokemon game. I haven't played a Pokemon game in a long time.
I have a problem with Switches and an addiction. How many Switches do you think I've had?
Are you including Logan's or just your own?
Not including Logan's.
Right.
So I'll bring you through it, right?
6.
2017, I got the Switch at launch.
Fuck, I thought you were saying 27 there.
27, fuck no. Had it for a while, whatever, sold it. I ended up getting the Splatoon 2 version of the Switch. Had it for a while and sold it. Then I had the Diablo 3 version of the Switch. Had it for a while and sold it. And then I had a Switch Lite for a good while, then sold it. Had another one for a good while, sold it. And then I got the OLED Switch in September or August. Had it for 3 months and sold it. And now I've just bought another fucking OLED. What is wrong with me? You think there's a problem here that why do I keep buying Switches? Now, I am kind of wanting to keep my consoles this time, whereas I used to always sell them. But I didn't want to see my old OLED when I got it. I loved it. The problem I sold the OLED was you. You were the problem for me selling the OLED.
The fuck's that the problem?
Because you made me sell my OLED because you told me to get a Steam Deck.
I didn't make it do anything.
And the Steam Deck, for what it was, is okay. But the screen is rubbish compared to that Switch. That Switch, I was playing it today, mate. Fuck me. Different level, different gravy. If anyone's run about in the fucking wee plastic Switches from 2017, get your head looked at. The OLED is fucking amazing. Bobby, what's stopping you?
Nothing. I had it in my basket there, but I was shortly before I came online and Argos was looking at it.
Different gravy, mate. Different gravy. Honestly.
Thing. So I'm pretty sure I was saying to Dammy there earlier. I was like, would you play a Switch for me? Give her my old one and sit and play Switch together. She's like, I don't know.
Has she ever played anything?
Yeah, she was playing Fortnite there maybe about 2 years ago. I got her into Fortnite and she was playing with like her sister and her cousin and all.
Jesus Christ.
And then, but our problem was I was going to bed at like 8 o'clock because I was shattered. I owned the business at that point, so I was like 13-hour days working. And she was loud as fuck. So I told her to bring the Xbox downstairs and she wouldn't do it, so she stopped playing it.
Fair enough.
So, 2 seconds.
I think he's away for a poo again. Anyone listening? Yeah. What headset's that?
The Pulse.
I was thinking. I was like, is that the Pulse? Yeah, so Lindsay, I got Lindsay Animal Crossing. She played that growing up, loved it. Put on 80 hours in 2 weeks.
On the Switch?
On the Switch. Put 80 hours in 2 weeks.
I actually said that at the time. I think she would like something like that. She likes, I don't know where they do anymore. It was like CSI games and stuff on the DS.
Oh, yeah.
I remember any of them.
Yeah.
She would love all them if the Switch had any of that.
Professor Layton, all that shit as well. Mate, see the Switch, like I got Metroid Prime and I was playing it. You probably remember a few episodes back if you were listening then. And played it on Logan's Switch for about an hour. And I literally could just take his Switch and play it, whatever is on it. And I just couldn't. I was like, this just looks shit in this. Every colours are washed out. Crappy wee screen. Seeing the OLED, mate, it's different gravy. You need to get it. And you will love it. I'm telling you right now. So I've got Persona 4 downloading and I've got obviously Metro Prime. I have a fuck ton of games. Like, see every first party's proper Nintendo game. I bought them digitally.
Why did you buy them digitally for?
just do it, just because I know that I'll always want them again, and I do.
Because you always sell stuff, don't you? Not?
Yeah, so I have Zelda and all there, mate. Yeah, but I always knew I was going to get an OLED anyway because Zelda's coming out, and the chance of that coming out and me wanting to get an OLED Switch was going to be astronomical. So I'm glad I bought it.
See, to be honest, when you had it before, you played it quite a lot. You were beating games. That's when you kind of went to, you're like, I'm going to stick to one game and beat it. And you did on the Switch.
Yeah, so Hollow Knight. I also had Ori. I had a load on the Switch. Like, I was Metroid Dread. But then I think one of them I picked up was like a 40-hour game, and that ruined it because it was like, I'm not having fun. So I'm done with big games anyway now, mate. As I say, going on Persona 4, which is $100.
Texted about this earlier. Well, more sort of kind of open world games and things like that after Hogwarts. I was like, I don't know if I can do this like anymore. It doesn't. That's not fun.
Yeah, but it's Nintendo. Like, see Metroid Dread, mate. I said, like, I had a blast playing it. Hollow Knight, and it's just, see, there's nothing better just laying back playing it, and you can just turn it off and don't worry about it. Whereas even with your Steam Deck, yes, it's a handheld, but it's like a PC, so there's just it's always fiddling about and shit, mate. I just don't want that right now. Too old for that shit. Do you know what I mean?
So how much of a step up is the OLED compared to the OG Switch?
Enough to make me spend £309 rather than just using Logan's.
Because we know, obviously, graphics aren't better. It's the screen that's better. So it's going to be, it just looks more crisp, and the colors and the blacks and all pop a bit more. So performance-wise, it doesn't change.
No. Screen's bigger, though.
Screen's bigger, yeah. Not much bigger, but it looks
way bigger because of
a lot bigger.
The way the bezels are.
Yeah, the OG 6.2, and I think this goes up to 7 for the OLED.
And it's got a nice wee kickstand. Feels more premium.
Yeah, it's a whole way back, because fuck me, seeing my kickstands that come off my Switches.
Aye. I mean, it's like, honestly, it's like playing about with a fucking Fisher Price toy and then playing an iPhone.
Is it heavier?
No, it just feels quality built. The screen just has this lovely, like, if you look at your iPhone screen, just even with it off, just the way it looks, you can just know it's good quality on it.
Yeah.
It's just like that, and it's just, the blacks are black. You know what it's like, man. OLED's just different ballgame and all serious, but I'm glad I bought it. I've already put some hours into Metroid. I'm having a blast. I have Persona 4, which I played on another OLED, which was the Vita back in the day. Didn't play all of it, but I bought that. It was 70 quid, so I wanted to get into that again, and I was going to play it on my PlayStation and stuff, but it's those types of games I'd rather play in a handheld because they're longer. But I'm glad I bought it, mate. So, got what? Zelda come out soon. I've a few Zelda games I haven't beaten there. I think if you get Link's Awakening, you'll love it. And I Pokemon Yellow, I'm going to play that. Or Pikachu, Let's Go.
Pikachu. I have Eevee.
There you are.
We could fight.
There you are. My first game was Pokemon Yellow, so that's kind of why I have that. But yeah, mate, so you're going to pick it up, or are you going to just lie again?
No, I am. I didn't lie.
I'm going to pick it up from Argos after work here. When I finish.
But then fucking I got it, and I was like, fuck this here. I don't want to go back out again. I was actually looking before we started the podcast. It was maybe about 5 o'clock, and I still could have got it delivered tonight if I wanted to, but it was like 7 to 10. I was like,
do you think you're worse than me in your compulsiveness? Because you're pretty bad, by the way. Like, you'll do stuff that is mad.
I would say I probably am, because I don't sell the stuff that I buy either.
Yeah.
The only thing I've sold is the Steam Deck. But everything else I haven't sold. Like, I have everything. Like, I just don't sell stuff.
And that's where I went wrong. Yeah.
I used to, because I kind of used to have to sell stuff to fund other stuff, but now I don't.
So that's kind of the stage I'm at, where I'll be honest, I do well enough in work to help, but bonus wise, I'm like, no, I don't even need to worry about this anymore. So
like, if I was ever short of money, I could sell everything that I have, and I would be loaded again.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to keep my consoles, and there's going to be talk in a while. We could bring it in now. It's actually a news topic, and I think maybe it makes sense to talk about it now while we're talking about the Switch, and obviously me just spending money. So Jeff Grubb had actually went out recently and said on record, actually, hopefully I put this down. Yeah. So Jeff Grubb says that a Switch 2 announcement is likely in late 2023, and that there's also a 45% chance that a Switch 2 could release this year.
That's insane if it, like, when you think about it. I think I said that we'll hear about it this year. A couple of podcasts back when we were talking about it. But I definitely don't think we'll get it this year.
Bit mad. I think it launched alongside Zelda, if anything.
It's still good. It's Nintendo. You just don't know. Them cons could come out tomorrow and say we've got a direct about fucking a console or something, and it'll be, oh yeah, here, it's out in 2 months, and it would sell out like crazy.
Here's my thought though. The next Switch 2, does it have an OLED standard, or do they go back?
I wouldn't like to think they would go back.
It's Nintendo.
It's Nintendo, so you don't know. They could fucking go back, but
That'll be a kick
I
in the
wouldn't like
teeth,
to
mate.
think so. Like, give me OLED, give me fucking 1080p 60 handheld.
OLED's the thing. Like, OLED is the best thing in the world right now, to me. Like, TV, you put me onto that. That TV OLED is phenomenal. There's you are with a PSVR OLED, love it. And now this, it's just, I need my iPhones are fucking OLED. That's why I get the Pro, just for the OLED screen on the iPhones.
Yeah.
So yeah, he basically says he heard down the grapevine that a possible Switch 2 announcement is this year. There may be some truth in a 4chan post. 45% chance it could be released this year, but he hopes that people will treat this info as a rumor, not a fact. So I don't know, like if they do bring a Switch 2 this year, do they cut out backwards compatibility?
Can't do it.
You think everything will be backwards compatible?
Yeah, I've said this before. I think it's going to be a Switch Pro.
Switch Pro makes sense, but then
I think that's what it'll be.
the problem is, though, if you have a Switch Pro, you still have to create games for the old console, and I don't think it's powerful enough anymore. Like if you look at the games that are out on it, like not saying like you can get games that are graphically good on it, but look at fucking Game Freaks. What is it? Violet and Scarlet were horrendous on it.
Yeah, horrible. I really want to play them too, like, but
so what it would there can't be. It's fucking technology from 2017 that is most likely technology from 2014, 2015 in a handheld.
I think it'll be a Switch Pro, and it'll be the same in the same family, and it'll play games better.
I'd bet. I don't even care that I just bought one. I just sell that one and get one. 100%.
I think that's what's going to be. I think they'll keep it in the family. I think they're going to go for the record of number one selling console.
So then, how many years until the new generation?
So they do. Fuck knows. Honestly, it's going to. I mean, if you put it this way, if you put out a Switch Pro, how many of the 122 million odd people are going to get it? Quite a lot of them.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. You'll have
see?
all the hardcore straight away.
Mate, the most damn Switches that were sold from that 120 million were me, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? People are banning for their kids and stuff. Think the little man there, he's sitting going, he already has the Switch, he doesn't need the Switch Pro. You know what I mean? You probably wouldn't. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what else they need?
What?
An achievement system.
Well, mate, this is another thing.
Just give me something.
That Xbox or that back compat now they have Game Boy games and all. Metroid Fusion's coming to it. This is all just teasing me. It's so sweet. And they've got all the Zelda anyway, Ocarina and Majora's Mask. They need a 3DS emulator on this thing. Because there's Zelda game on 3DS, which is phenomenal, got me into the thing. So you think it's going to be a Pro? I think it'll be a brand new Switch. I don't think they can go a Pro model. I think it's too late. I think if they were going to do it, 2021 would have made sense. It's too late. The boat has passed.
What I mean by a Pro is, I mean it's the same. It's classed as the same console.
No.
That's what I think it'll be.
So do you think it'll run the same games? Well, actually,
Yes.
this is where we can be devil's advocate. There was specifically games for the 3DS, the new 3DS. I think Xenoblade Chronicles, which only ran on the new 3DS, but didn't run on the older 3DS. But it was the same console. But there was just specific games. I don't think they'll do that again, Bobby, because it was a bit of a mess. I think it was like 7 games that took advantage of it. So
I don't know. It's hard to tell with them. It's like,
well, keep your eyes peeled. Anything else you want to cover? Any other crack with you?
no. I want to talk about Xbox, but I think we'll get to that there when we're getting into the news.
What are you playing tonight? What are you playing after this?
What do you think?
Well, Age of Empires? You fucking depress me. Will you play something fucking different this weekend? Age of Empires requires a lot of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it is a lot of thinking. Just relax.
Yeah. I'm relaxed when I'm playing. I'm having fun.
It is fun. Is Tim playing it with you, flat out?
Yeah. I was only on once this week because I'm fucking knackered because I was off work last week and I was
Hard
staying
getting
up
back
at like
up.
2 o'clock in the morning. I was just tired getting back into it.
Yeah. You watching anything good? Any good movies on the go? I watched Creed last night. Teared up
The
at
Last
Creed.
of Us.
Oh.
What's The Last of Us?
Should we talk a wee bit about that? If anyone's not watching The Last of Us, don't listen to this part. But
Yeah, we'll jump into it for a couple of minutes.
what was your thoughts? I think we already kind of touched on it. Like,
Yeah, briefly just texted about it. It was good, but it's missing a whole other half, and that's the combat.
there's no action. I've never seen a fucking game with so much action just left out of the show. And then my mate Ryan's excuse is, "Oh, but they're going to do it at the end." I'm like, right. They're supposed to be. Joel is a fucking brutal cunt, and all we're really seeing is nothing. He's fucking having panic attacks. He's having panic attacks.
The whole bit with Ellie, because the way this happened in the game, they left behind the DLC, which I actually completed on that day it was out. There was a whole other, because he had obviously Joel collapse in the last episode because he got stabbed, but in the game it was in a shopping mall.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to kind of go out, and there was clickers, there was infected, there was also the people that coming after them, chasing them, that she had to fight off. So that was kind of going in the game. It was kind of going back and forth between that and the flashback. But we got obviously none of that there because it was a completely different setting.
Mm-hmm.
But they missed out all the combat, and then in the end scene with Ellie when she eventually gets bit, there was only one infected.
I mean, that's bullshit. Like, so why?
In the game, there was loads of them, and they were being chased, and there was the whole chase scene running, the tensions coming out of everywhere, back and forth, and there was just nothing on this.
So why do you think they're not doing that? By the way, why do you think there's only like one or two? It's not really like hordes or anything. There was hordes obviously in the early episodes when we Tess getting bit. That episode there was hordes, but
I don't understand, because I thought see the way it zoomed in and the one infected that was in the mall, he was just sitting there, he was covered in the fucking mushrooms and shit. I thought that's when we were going to see the whole fungal network again.
Mm-hmm. So did I.
I've seen that once, and I was like, "Oh, here we go," and nothing.
I don't know. Like it's nowhere near as good as the game. The game is totally way better than it. And I actually was feeling a wee bit inkling yesterday. It's like, just re-download The Last of Us. You've probably seen this pop up on your phone. Someone's downloaded The Last of Us 2. Did you not see this?
The Last of Us 2? No, I didn't even see it. I must have missed it. Because every time you do download, it pops up my phone. That's right.
So you probably fucking see about 100 things downloading, updating. I just think we'll have a definitive answer in a few episodes time. If a few episodes time there's hardly any combat, or there's no reason for it to not have the combat, I'll be the first to say, like, I think it's all right.
2 episodes left, just.
Fuck me. 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell.
8 and 9. That's us.
Well, we'll talk about it next week. Anyway, moving on to the news and rumours. Item 1. Elden Ring expansion has been confirmed. I was going to say confirmed, but with a T. From Software has officially announced Shadow of the Erdtree, an upcoming DLC expansion for Elden Ring. The developer confirmed that the DLC is currently in development, but no release date has been announced for the time being. News comes in the form of tweets from the official Elden Ring and FromSoft Twitter accounts, with each tweet also featuring new key artwork for the expansion. So the question is, will Bobby actually play Elden Ring the way it's meant to be played, with no magic, or will he push it out and do easy mode?
Well, that's a stupid question because it doesn't even make sense.
Yep.
I can't wait for this.
You gonna play it?
It's going to be next year, I think.
The only expansion I really played was Dark Souls 1 expansion, and the other ones I've kind of tried.
Apparently, they're all fantastic. Like,
yeah.
Bloodborne one all is like meant to be like just
the old
as good,
hunters,
if not better.
Old hunters, yeah. And there's like there's Dark Rings of there's one in it, Dark Souls 3 I was reading about the other day as well that I have. It's supposed to be phenomenal. It's playing them yet. Usually I beat the game and it's too late after where I'm like I couldn't even bother going back to it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about jumping back into my Elden Ring save, mate. I just can't.
Oh,
I just can't.
Jesus, here we go.
I told you what I think my problem is now. I thought about it more. So I hate being bored in a game. With Dark Souls and all those games, it's constant like combat and stuff. Whereas Elden Ring, see, it's because it's open world, there's a lot of downtime. And I think that's for my mild monsters where I'm like, ugh, couldn't be bothered right now. Once my wee mind starts thinking, going elsewhere, I'm just like, I'm not in the mood. So you're going to be day one.
What if this is going to be a wee bit more linear?
Sign me up. But then the way they do it, mate, usually it's a way into the save. It's not like just new game.
the picture they've shown.
Yeah.
Right. Have you seen it?
Big sad archery.
Yeah. Have you seen the person on the horse?
No, I've seen it's a girl in it.
Yeah. So people are thinking that is Michaela, which is Melania's twin.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a whole story which I have no idea about because the Elden Ring doesn't tell you anything. You have to read the lore and all that stuff. But apparently it's her twin. And if it is, people are thinking it's going to be a prequel.
Right.
But I don't know how they would do that there because of your character. So are you going to be a pre-made character? Which is a bit different take on it. But that's what a lot of people are kind of dissecting on the internet.
Yeah, come to think about it, the only like kind of Souls game from's made with a pre-made character's been Sekiro.
So
it's interesting,
they
actually.
could do it.
They've
That's
done well.
interesting.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to go back down the ring. I just think it could be bothered. I really could. Even the actual game, it's like when I'm playing it, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy the world even. It's gorgeous at times, but the sound and everything annoys me. That noise when you're kind of roaming the world. It's a very depressing game. And even all Souls games are depressing, by the way. But it's kind of a nice depression. Like Bloodborne, it's kind of dark. I like it. And then Dark Souls 1 is my baby. And I used to watch up a load of lore videos on Dark Souls 1, which is phenomenal as well. So you are gonna bounce in, yeah?
100%. I'll be there day one.
And I also heard more rumors that Armored Core is supposedly going to be coming before this, the new Armored Core game.
September is rumored for.
You interested in that at all?
I'm going to check it out.
I've never played an Armored Core game.
I've never played an Armored Core game, but after playing Elden Ring, it's got my attention.
You're still yet to play another kind of From games. What do you think? Do you think you're just not in the From games? Yeah, I said to you, Dark Souls 3 is perfect because I think it's literally Elden Ring linear, in my opinion. Yeah. It's the closest to it completely. You'll have most of the skills bar the jump, but it's extremely similar.
Yeah, I think Dark Souls 1, that's not for me, I don't think.
Yeah, it's all
quite a few times and I just can't get into it. Sekiro, I really loved the whole gameplay and I just bounced off, can't remember why.
I know why. Just tell us, tell the truth.
I do remember why.
Two
shielded bastards. Two guys with shields.
Too hard.
I didn't have a fucking clue how to get past them.
That's it.
It was the wee one, we go back and you do the wee memory thing.
Exactly where I am, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck, how do I get past these cunts or how do I break their shield or whatever? Couldn't do it. I was like, fuck you.
Because you mentioned to me today as well about Wulong. You were like, oh, you're going to play it. So I tried the Wulong demo. And I'm not kind of, just kind of because it goes off with this. Tried the Wulong demo, and obviously Neo is very much like Sekiro in a sense. I just, it's not the same yet. See those Team Ninja games, too much loot and shit. Like, it just annoys me. It's not like, at least Destiny, the only thing you have to worry about in Destiny is that wee light level going up. With Team Ninja ones, there's tons of different factors to it. And I wasn't having, it was fun, but I couldn't bothered. Too much effort to go in. You going to try Wulong?
Yeah, I've downloaded and there's magic in it, so I'm going to give it a blast.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why?
Why what? Why try it or why use magic?
Why try it?
I would listen to a review earlier and that seems quite good.
But then it's, what would you know, rather play Sekiro and just get past that?
There's no magic.
So it's a magic. So then Sekiro is too hard, not just putting you off.
No.
No.
Two guys with the shield.
The two guys with the shield's a problem.
Yes. Have you beat Sekiro?
What?
That's right.
I beat one of the hardest bosses in Sekiro.
Have you beat Sekiro though?
I will be honest, I got to the final boss in Sekiro.
That's a no.
And didn't beat him. But I beat the Earl father when you can fight it. He's optional and he's fucking took me 4 nights. Sekiro's the hardest game I've ever played, mate. It is ridiculously hard. Like, you will fight a boss for 4 nights in a row, potentially, and just trying to get better, and then you'll eventually beat him. Yeah, so I don't play it. Like, Sekiro's a very, very hard game, but you should play it. You know, those wee ones that you're stuck on, you'll
the
get past them.
gameplay is phenomenal. Like, it's way better than Dark Souls.
Yeah, so that's like why I put time into the whole thing. I'm just kind of putting your leg on is why put time into Wulong when Sekiro is a far superior game.
I just want to try because it's new, it's fresh.
Yeah,
Game Pass.
You just want to kind of be in the. You just want to step to date.
Yeah, just want to give it a blast. Let's get my impressions of it.
Did you ever try Neo?
No.
Yeah, I got a good bit into 1, and then kind of fell off. 2, I had put about a couple of hours and then fell off that as well.
I've
Come
a
a
feeling
feeling.
like, you know, like Souls games, and then you've got who is it that does the Neo games? What do you call
Team
it?
Ninja.
Team Ninja. I feel like if you were to go to Tesco's, they would be just like kind of your regular brand beans, and then you would get like the Tesco finest.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the Branson would be like the FromSoft.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of going to be the comparison.
And what about are you in the mood for kind of any like story oriented games? I kind of feel like a wee urge for something that's a bit more
Do you know what I'm looking
Detroit.
for?
what
What's that?
to get the fuck with that clicking, mate. You will not play Hi-Fi Rush. You'll play it
That's what
and
I'm
then
I'm going
you're
try
either
it
going to
over the
love it
weekend.
because you're a big lefty, and you'll be clicking with him while you're playing with your wee left hand.
I'm standing there.
It is
That's
a gay. I mean, I've said the word. It's a gay game, a happy gay game, slightly homophobic. I'm not even the word. Do you know what I mean? It's a woke game. Woke. Do you remember like that voice note you said about there about people the transgender toilets annoying you?
Let's see if that happens. Let me tell you, I'll be fucking down there with my pitchfork. I will be on plastered all over BBC News.
Why? Because there's transgender toilets.
Yep. There's no
Why?
point. Why would you bring toilets into a school for genders that don't exist?
I don't care enough. Like honestly, I admit they're going to do it rather you.
So would you do you want fucking your wee girl to get into the toilet and some wee lad standing there with his bags down at his fucking trousers pissing?
They're going to have cubicles more than likely. They wouldn't have fucking urinals.
I don't know, they might.
It wouldn't bother me. They're not going to have urinals, mate.
Because kids do that. Kids have their trousers right down to their feet pissing.
So there's a
They're
bar in
outside.
Belfast. It's called the Kremlin. You ever been in it?
Would I go into the Kremlin? I would not
I
risk
went
it.
the night in the Kremlin for the crack.
Oh,
Had people look at your dick and all. Honestly, like, it's
And the
fucking mental.
unisex toilets. I can't even piss when anybody's watching. Never mind.
Oh,
fucking-
are you cursed too? I can't do this.
I can't do it. Can't fucking do it at all. See if I go out and like to the feds and all, like I have to wait and time it quickly.
Oh, so when I have a wee tiny dick though?
So I no, nobody's actually said that.
Why do you?
I can't even do it with Dammy.
I could do it if I'm drunk. Because,
If I'm drunk, no bother.
but when you hear this, right? There has been times, and this is very fucking bad. There has been times, I was telling my mates this, where I have went out, realized I'm not drunk enough, stood in the middle of two people, whipped at my dick, and just couldn't piss. And then I'm like,
That's all
piss.
the time.
But
And then
mate,
you go and you wash your hands as if you pretend as if you have done it. And then you're back in 5 minutes later to see if it's empty.
but you know these boys left already. You're going, why is this guy not pissing? And he's just standing there.
that happens to me all the time.
I just got.
Honest to God.
It's more.
I don't know what it is. I don't think
it's-
it was always like that though.
I think it's more that I'm just worried about it happening that it happens. Sometimes I'm fine, sometimes I'm not. But people like give
not.
wee willy, mate, and they're just scared to go to the toilet.
I honestly don't know what it is because it's something else because I can't even do it in front of Dammy.
What do you mean?
Like if she's standing, if the door's open or something and she's like standing trying to talk to me or whatever, I can't do it. I'm like, you need to close the door and fuck off. I piss.
You can't even fart in front of her. I'm fucking surprised, to be honest with you.
But yeah, no, it's a curse. There's times like same work and all near enough every morning. Same bastard comes in at the same time. Me and stands right beside me when the cubicle's free, and then I just can't do it. I'm standing there.
What
and
happens
he
if you're
washes
already
his hands.
started?
If I've started, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's just getting it out of there.
Well, it's getting there. If I've whipped it out, I'm standing at the urinal, and then someone comes beside me. There is nothing coming out. Like,
Do you say? Oh,
nothing will come.
do you
Come
say? Will you move away, sir?
Can you fuck off? I piss here.
Oh, it's embarrassing as well. There's people are probably
So
sitting and
annoying.
going, "Why is this guy standing here not pissing?" Do you make a wee noise? Do you go?
There's
"Psst"?
sometimes don't do that there, but I would go and wash my hands and all and dry them after as if I have actually done a piss. And then I'm back in again and like a minute because I would usually go down and sit down and she was like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Couldn't do it. There's people everywhere."
It's mad, mate. I tell people though about it. I think it's hilarious. Like I'm not embarrassed. Like it's weird.
It's just it's some people have it.
I think
I
it's a
do it.
weird. I think it's a weird thing in this day and age that people
I don't-
stand together pissing.
I don't understand it. Why I can't do it. I just can't.
What if there's like shields up on the urinals? Are you okay then?
I don't know. I don't think so. Honestly, don't know what it is.
Tiny dick syndrome.
It's not that.
Grower, not a shore, mate. Don't worry about it. If you've got a wee micro penis, don't worry. Just get it a wee bit
That's what
harder
you're-
before you
that's
win.
what you're trying to say.
I have an innie, put it that way. It's fucking that bad. Moving on. The next item on the list for the news this week, a little game that I played, actually. I don't know if you played this game, Bobby. Have you played this game that I'm about to talk about? Doesn't matter. I'll say the name anyway. So The Wolf Among Us 2 has been delayed.
I put that in.
I know you put it in. You just ruined my intro now by saying yes. Wolf Among Us 2 has been delayed. An important update for The Wolf Among Us 2 has been posted on Twitter by the Telltale team. They have said, we've made the difficult decision to delay The Wolf Among Us 2 out of 2023. We know it's frustrating to hear. We started work on this in 2020, and we're still determined to tell the ongoing story of Bigby and the rest of the Fabletown gang. However, it is going to require more time. As disappointed as you are hearing this, we feel worse having to say it. But the work continues. We're committed to delivering the sequel fans deserve and doing what's right for the game. I'm burping here. Doing what's right for the game while protecting the health of the team. So, Bobby, should people be concerned?
Concerned? No. Annoyed? Yes. I'm quite annoyed about it. It was actually Tim, our one listener of the show, who actually texted me about it and said about he's big into the Telltale games and specifically The Wolf Among Us.
Specifically?
Specifically.
I played The Wolf Among Us back when, what was it, 2013? That would have been 2013, mate. Fucking 10 years nearly. Great. I played on PC, I remember. I love those games. I think they're a bit long on the tooth now, mate. I don't trust Telltale. That's not the Telltale anyway. Is it the same people?
There is a lot of them from the original one, but it's not the same actual Telltale.
Oh, they're doing it episodically? They're going to like kind of dump their load on us at once on the face, kind of cream pies?
I want the whole load, but I doubt it.
I loved that. The way I used to kind of watch, it was like to play one episode and then wait to the next. The Wolf Among Us was good. I wouldn't say it was insanely good, but it was good, enjoyable. So did I, but I wouldn't say it was like...
It's up there with Walking Dead for me.
Fuck off. Yeah. Walking Dead 1's amazing, season 1.
Oh yeah, Walking Dead to me is better, but it's up there in terms of quality. Like, I loved it. It's something that I actually didn't even have a clue what it was when I started playing it. Wolf Among Us, I was like, oh, you're a werewolf, but it's actually like Fabletown. You're all like these fictional, made up character people.
Yeah, why don't you explain it to the guys listening who doesn't know what Wolf Among Us is and whether they should play the first one or not, because it is on PS4.
Yeah, so if you play any of the Telltale games or any of who's the other boys that do that kind of style? What do you call them?
Quantic Dream.
They do more. Is it Quantic Dream?
What is
anyway? It's kind of like, you know, the ones that do the story based, done like Detroit and stuff.
Oh, it's Quantic Dream. Yeah.
Yeah. So all kind of, it's very little gameplay. You're just kind of moving about, and most of your stuff is just based on decisions. You're making choices, and that kind of affects what way the game's going to go. Wolf Among Us, you are a guy called Bigsby, I want to say.
Yep.
And you're the big bad wolf.
Oh, it's actually pretty cool, yeah.
Story, yeah. And you've got the Huntsman. He's in it.
Snow White.
He's kind of there's Snow White, who's like a detective in it as well, isn't she? Like one of the detectives. I
think she is. Fuck.
I think she is. She's quite a main character in it.
There's like a frog from The Wind in the Willows, isn't there?
Yeah. There's all them kind of like made up characters. Fairy tale characters are all in this one kind of. They all live in this town called Fabletown, and I can't remember the whole story itself.
It's like, you know what it's like? Who Framed Roger Rabbit? There's been like murders of and it's okay.
So dark. you're the big bad wolf. You're Bigsby, and you're a detective. You're basically going out and solving all the solving shit.
I rebought this actually recently, or when this was announced. I rebought it on PS4. It was on like £4. I would love to give it a go again, but I probably will do sooner to the time. See, you mentioned obviously Quantic Dream and stuff. So yesterday when I was downloading The Last of Us, I was actually close to downloading The Quarry, but I tried to play Until Dawn a few months ago and I got into it, mate, but the story's not good enough to make me want to keep on playing. Whereas with Quantic Dream's other games, Detroit and stuff, I really did get into it. You never played Beyond Two Souls, haven't you not?
No.
That looks great on the PS4, mate. And PS5 now. You should give that a go. Ellen Page is in it. William Dafoe.
I've done all the Telltale Walking Deads. I've done Wolf Among Us. I'm trying to think if I've done anything else Telltale.
They had a Batman one. I played a few episodes of that. Tales of the Borderlands.
I haven't done that because I don't like Borderlands. Tim done. I think he started the Batmans, or he's a wee bit through them. He says they're just not as good.
Yeah, they're not.
Like in terms of quality as The Walking Dead.
There was so their first ones was Jurassic Park and Back to the Future, and Sam and Max obviously, really? But they done a Back to the Future one.
Walking Dead's honestly one of the best games ever. Like one of the best kind of them kind of choice driven games.
Oh,
100%.
season one's amazing. Absolutely.
I loved all the season, but specifically one is unreal.
I think I played up until the New Frontier, which is what, season 4? Season 3?
U3, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was 3. So that's where I kind of dropped out. But you should give, because there's Heavy Rain as well, which was on PS3, which was well touted, mate. I don't know how well that holds up, but Detroit Become Human's quite a good game, and that's Quantic Dream.
Play that. That's good.
You played it?
Yeah,
not Detroit.
played,
sorry.
Oh no,
Beyond.
I think out of the M1s, I've only done Detroit, but Until Dawn's quite well regarded. I've done a lot of the Dark Picture games as well.
Yeah, but it's just not the same. Because I think, I don't know, I was playing it and it's 60 FPS and PS5, but I was just thinking like,
Is it? I thought it was 30 still.
No, it's 60 FPS. It was uncapped originally, you see.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I remember back and before the PS5 was announced on Reddit, people were posting saying like something about like games being 30, and I had read a post saying about a lot of games were going to be 60 that were 30 on last gen or uncapped. People went through me slabbering saying, "Oh, there's no way." Lo and behold, a load of them. You had Sekiro, Dark Souls, 3, all these ones that were uncapped because of PS Pro, the uncapped a lot of frame rates, and then you get the benefit. So Until Dawn's one of those. So moving on, item 5. Sony has been ordered to reveal third-party exclusivity deals. Sony will need to produce all of its documents related to third-party deals from 2019 to the present, despite the company's attempts to have the request thrown out. A Federal Trade Commission judge has ruled. Microsoft subpoenaed? I'm forgetting that. Subpoenaed.
I don't even know how to fucking say that.
I've heard this word loads of times. Subpoenaed.
Yeah.
Copies of every Sony third-party licensing agreement from 2012 to the present, as well as documents and communications related to Sony Interactive President Jim Ryan's declaration to the FTC. This comes as part of its defense building process ahead of the lawsuit. I'm not going to delve into much detail there. So essentially what are they saying? Like, tell us all about your third-party deals with... So we know, like, is this more so they can go, okay, well, you have a deal with Final Fantasy, which is one of the biggest JRPGs on the planet, and you're against us getting Call of Duty, but look what you've done with these guys behind closed doors. Is that exactly it?
Pretty much. Because we know there's going to be a whole lot of dirty laundry coming out here. This is when it's starting to get spicy.
So what do we think the third-party deals that Sony had in the past few years have been? So obviously, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which...
the newer one as well, Rebirth.
Yeah, and 16.
Yep.
So what else?
Forspoken,
yeah.
quite a lot of Square Enix stuff. But then they go and put Final Fantasy Crisis Core on the Xbox, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't
Sony obviously
make sense.
didn't really care about that. The money get it. So what's going to come out of this is they're going to find out exactly how much they're paying for them to keep it off Xbox. There's also something else I added into the docket as well, is they could find out what kind of agreements they make with people to not put it on, that they actually pay people not put their games on Game Pass. So it was actually, I think it was maybe when Village was coming out, there was a document like that, because Sony had the marketing rights for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in that there, Sony had says you aren't allowed to put this game on Game Pass. So it's all this kind of stuff's going to come out.
So it's only from 2019, because obviously last generation you had Street Fighter 5, for example.
They wanted from 2012, but the FTC only granted them from 2019 to 2023.
To be fair,
but when you think about it though, like that could be ongoing deals now that have been made, but that we don't know about.
So that's still quite bad though, because a lot of probably the biggest deals have been the past few years with mainly Final Fantasy, which they're the big ones are, like, because that's like you said there. Now, bear in mind, remember when they had the Tomb Raider fiasco with Rise of Tomb Raider, and Xbox sent it for 1 year?
1 year.
And people were raging.
Mental.
Obviously, the point there, people were saying was, well, we played the first one on everything, and now you're saying, no, we're time getting it. So I don't know. Obviously, it's maybe a bit. Is it really different?
Then, like, why do you put some Final Fantasies on Xbox and not them all?
Exactly. So it doesn't make sense.
You know what I mean? Especially with 7, because you've got 7 Remake, and then you've got Crisis Core that comes out and everything, and then you've got Rebirth, which is only PlayStation. Like, where's the sense in that? Obviously, Sony has given them enough money for them to think that, right, okay, then that suits us not to put it on Xbox. But this is going to come out. They're going to find out exactly how much and what kind of deals they're doing to prevent it going to Xbox and prevent it going to Game Pass as well.
So Sony's fucked. I think if it comes
Big
out,
time.
they're fucked no matter what. They've got like in terms of that. How can you
Look
try
what
and go
came
to,
out. Sorry, no, just remember the Epic and Apple case.
yeah,
Look at the stuff that Sony came out about that, and Sony wasn't even involved in it.
I know.
The likes of the whole paying for crossplay and all, like people have to pay them for crossplay and all that kind of stuff. Like, so this is going to get real fucking spicy.
Well, to link it into item 10, a Microsoft Activision deal is more likely to be approved by the EU regulators, says Reuters. So Microsoft proposed acquisition of Blizzard is likely to be approved. Activision Blizzard, sorry, is likely to be approved by EU regulators. Reuters reported. The software giant struck licensing deals with Nintendo and Nvidia recently, and Reuters says there are likely to be more deals to satisfy lawmakers. So yeah, so essentially to keep it short, Nvidia's got a deal now. Nintendo's kept sweet. It is really Call of Duty. I think PlayStation just need to go up the ghost here. They're not going to stop this. There's no point. Now, is Sony even losing money trying to stop this at all? Or is it like, do they have lawyers having to do shit? Obviously, they're paying people to look into this.
Oh, here, that's another thing. All of Jim Ryan's emails to the CMA and the EU will be included in this.
It's just so fucking annoying at this stage, isn't it? How long
So
will
like,
this?
it's literally everything is coming out. This deal, see right now, I am more confident that this deal is happening.
It will happen. I'm pretty much.
They've done everything. They've kept everybody happy. The only person that's not is Sony.
So when does they get the documents? When's that all getting kind of put out?
I don't think they've said, but I imagine it's soon because I think the EU is sort of end of April time, their decision, 25th, 24th, 25th. And I think the CMA is like a day before or day after when their decision has to come out.
And will it be public knowledge, or is it going to be just behind closed doors?
No, I think it's all going to come out.
Yeah, it's like the Apple Epic.
Yeah, it's all going to come out. And like I sent something into the group earlier that Phil Spencer said, and it was like, we're offering to Sony the same thing we've offered to Nintendo and Nvidia, especially for Call of Duty, a 10-year agreement, legally binding, so that when we bring a new version of Call of Duty on Xbox, it'll be available on Sony PlayStation on the same day, on the same terms with the same features. It ensures parity. I think everyone who looked at this would say it's a better deal for Sony than the one they have right now with Activision Blizzard that expires next year. So that's kind of like your deal expires next year. You need to take this 10-year deal, or you might not get it. See, if I was Microsoft and they didn't accept this, would they get it after this is through?
Mm-hmm.
They would not be getting it.
If I was Sony, I would take it and I would try and come up with a call killer for the next 10 years. Yeah. I know it's easier said than done, but right, we need to focus on this. Who do we get to Bungie there? Obviously, they're going to go multi-platform. That's the problem, but we need to find out a way here to throw them. Like, at the end of the day, it's 10 years. Like, fucking a lot changes in 10 years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a deal that they shouldn't have had to have made, but they've made it. And I think it's great for like the Nintendo and stuff.
I will be happy.
They actually said Xbox games along with Call of Duty, so that gets me thinking Game Pass on Switch.
See, I'll be happy with Blizzard under Microsoft because Activision is just fucking them about. So if they have Microsoft taking care of them, those IP, you've got fucking World of Warcraft. If that comes to console, I swear to God, I will be loving life. That's
something I actually wanted to bring in. So I want to talk about like the future Xbox after this deal. What do you think? What's the possibilities? What's going to happen? Because obviously we were talking earlier on about WoW coming to console, which I think is very likely to happen.
The whole thing with WoW not on console is people said it could be played with a controller. Now, I can tell you right now, I played the last 2 WoW expansions on a controller, happily. Very easily done. So if it gets good support, that game there will get a massive resurgence. That would be huge. I think people underestimate how big that would be for console.
I think it'd be massive.
Absolutely insane.
You look at console, and I said earlier as well about cloud. People can play it on their phones. They get it on the cloud. Massive.
So it's where do they go from here? Do they keep buying companies, or do they just...
I think they will buy more. 100%.
Can they though? Like, are they going to try? Well, obviously, they're probably going to try.
I think it'll be a wee while yet after Activision before they do go for another one, but I think they will. Will it be as big? No. I'm thinking maybe something like Sega.
Fuck.
Maybe Sega's not that dear net worth. Ubisoft. If there's a company that needs pods, Ubisoft.
Yeah.
They're in shit at the minute. But yeah, quite a good buy for Xbox. Sony wouldn't be interested in that kind of. They've got their own first party single player stuff that's miles ahead in quality in terms of Ubisoft, and I think that Ubisoft have like 20,000 employees. So I think they would need bought and they would need cut down.
See, mate, I don't know. Like, you always want competition for the benefit of Activision. Call of Duty and all those IP will do better under Microsoft. That's than being under Activision. So it's kind of like whatever. I don't care enough about Call of Duty being. If it was just on Xbox, it wouldn't bother me. I'd just play it on Xbox. Do you know what I mean?
I'm looking at the other possibilities. All these the developers that have been put on the Call of Duty as support studios just so they can pump one out every year. If Xbox changed that to every other year, like we were talking about last week, so it'll be every 6 years that the three main boys. I think it's that they're actually maybe going to go down to two. I think Sledgehammer's just going to become more of a support one. But the likes of Raven Software, they done Wolverine Origins, and it was class. Get them off to do something else, something that kind of style, the old kind of God of War style single player game, just something fun. You've got what's the other boys? You've got Vicarious Visions. They actually got disbanded into
so they done
Activision.
They done the Crash remaster, and then they did
boys
Tony
back.
Hawk's. So that's what I don't get. Tony Hawk sold well, probably not as well as they hoped, but I bought it, loved it.
I bought it,
and then they don't make another.
I wanted more. I wanted Underground.
I want Underground 1 too. Mark Wasteland even. Fuck, why not?
Phil Spencer's mentioned Tony Hawk, like, so I have no doubt they'll bring it back.
Underground 1 needs remade. That game was phenomenal.
I want Sparrow 4.
Mm-hmm.
I want Toys for Bob to come back, and they could do Sparrow. They could do. I think they did. Did they do Sparrow? Yeah. They could do Sparrow. They could bring back Banjo. They could do a remake. They could do a third one. There's so much potential within Activision.
Yeah, they would actually do well under like one of those. And then you have obviously the likes of Guitar Hero to be used. Like I do like Guitar Hero. I know people are probably a bit burned out on it for years, but why not? Got Guitar Hero.
Once again, it's just Activision that burned it out though. They just took the piss every single year with new stuff.
What happened? I was thinking this the other day. What happened with them and Bungie? Because they didn't own Bungie. Were they just publishing Destiny for Bungie?
They were publishing it, and I think there was a whole disagreement with one of the DLCs came out, and Activision were kind of giving off saying this underperformed, and Bungie was like, "Well, no, we don't think it did. We thought it done quite good." And Bungie have they do kind of have like a wee bit of a rebellious side. So I think that's when they fucked off.
Mm-hmm. So I remember that was all in like kind of BattleNet and all, and then there's a whole fucking mess with them coming off that and stuff.
Yeah,
which
I think it was a disagreement with how performance was in certain DLCs.
Well, we'll find out soon enough on that, Bobby, anyway. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure there's going to be fucking more news in the next 2 weeks.
I'm sure every week we'll have something.
Item 6 is Dead Space 2 and 3 getting remasters. So yes. EA wants to know if Dead Space fans would be interested in a Dead Space 2 or 3 remake. As spotted by the folks at Reset Era, EA is currently polling selected players to ascertain exactly how interested they would be in a similar remake to Moto's excellent reimagining of the original Dead Space game. You're all for this, aren't you?
100%.
How would you score it?
The Dead Space, the remake was just played?
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
So I would say 7.5, 8. They were good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, man, it was good. Good for... See, I think this back in the day would have just been, on my opinion, it would have been like, oh, it's all right. But because it's more linear, I'm kind of maybe giving it even a bit more...
I think that's why I'm giving it a bit more points, because it was just straight to the point. You just done it and it was on and over, and you could just set it aside and you beat a game. You know, it's done dusted.
Now, supposedly 2, though, is a lot better than 1.
Yeah.
So I would be interested. Now, Dead Space 3, what they might do there is, obviously a lot of people didn't like that. I wonder if they're going to just completely deviate from that.
I think so. I think they'll maybe remake 2 and then do like a third one, completely different, new. Take a different direction.
Yeah. I wonder what the EA is doing quite well recently, but I'm wondering what they're doing, because they had Mass Effect, and that was announced quite a while ago. They were doing that another one. But they were all like, well, we're not going to remake anything, and now look at them, fuck's sake. I was just seeing
and they're doing a good job of it.
They were voted the worst company in the America like 10 years ago, I remember.
Yeah. You look at what's coming out here soon as well, with Jedi coming out in April. It's going to be another banger. So they can't do no wrong at the minute.
So you were saying about going to maybe playing 2? Dead Space 2? Are you going to play it, or are you going to hold off?
No, I think I'm going to play it.
I don't know. I feel like it's too soon. I couldn't be bothered right now.
No,
I don't think it'll feel different enough in terms of how it plays.
Because I think the remake plays more like 2.
Exactly. So I think it's going to feel like I feel like it's going to be just like playing a DLC,
So
but it looks worse. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just happy waiting.
I'm going to stick it on. See, Kieran, he played the original one, didn't he, on the PC?
Yeah.
He just
Yeah. I think I'm just going to wait and see. I'm not in any rush. But we'll get my horror fill this month. Will be Resident Evil. So yeah. Item 7. NVIDIA are at it again. CSGO 2.0 is maybe in the works. So NVIDIA control panel has seemingly leaked a new Counter-Strike game with information regarding CSGO 2 in the files. This isn't the first time NVIDIA has leaked upcoming games, with the infamous leak a few years back showcasing years of upcoming PC titles. Do you think it's just a little bug in the software? Or do you think there's going to be a CSGO 2?
I don't know. These NVIDIA leaks are...
Yeah.
They're all coming true, aren't they?
So CSGO, you're talking maybe 12 years old now?
I play it on the 360.
Yeah, you're probably talking about 12, 13 years. I think if you look at Counter-Strike, even if Source was maybe 2004, 8-year lifespan, 9 years before a new one was released, we're overdue. And that's the thing, like, Valve obviously don't make a lot of games at the moment. You know what I mean? CSGO 2 would be fucking massive. I would hop in 100%. Don't know if you would even feel like the intrigue, but I love Counter-Strike. But CSGO at the moment is just a pollution. There's fucking hackers everywhere. Unless you're playing.
Controller support, like I would maybe go to.
It does not work on controller.
Does I play it in 360?
It does not work well on the controller, put it that way. So there are other ones though. They have tons more. At leaks, I think you had the Batman RTX, Arkham Knight, and you had the likes of Bioshock RTX. So they're the ones that still haven't been announced. But everything else is came true. So you're thinking it's probably true?
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it.
There you are. That's a good discussion. It's always bad when I'm the only one who plays this fucking thing. But no, CSGO 2, unreal. If it is, I'm going to hop back in. This is one you added here, Bobby. So item 8, I actually took it out, by the way, and you put it back in.
Did I?
Yeah.
What was it?
Forspoken developer, Luminous Productions will be absorbed back into Square Enix to continue working on a AAA game.
I didn't put that back in.
I took it out. Well, so realistically, what's happened here? I'll actually click in. So it didn't perform well. These are the guys who done Forspoken. They also made the Final Fantasy 15, which I wasn't a fan of. Very poor game in my opinion. Forspoken developer Luminous Productions will be absorbed back to Square Enix, the company has announced. On Twitter, Luminous Productions revealed that the change will go into effect at the beginning of May. Beginning on May 1st, our talented team will join Square Enix to deliver new, innovative gaming experiences to players across the globe. Between now and then, we remain entirely focused on Forspoken. We're currently working on the previously announced patch to address overall game performance and the DLC Encanto We Trust, which is on track to release this summer. Thank you again for your patience and support. So does this seem like, here, your game shit, you should just get out. Please, get the way, boys. Back in.
Pretty much. I was kind of pissed off with Forspoken. Like, I was really looking forward to it. I thought it looked really cool. And the gameplay and all looked class, and then it comes out with fucking 69 fucking Metacritic. Whatever it is.
Good number, but nah, mate, see, to be honest, Forspoken, I didn't mind the gameplay, but Fantasy 15 was, I remember playing a bit and just being like, this isn't Final Fantasy. Do you know what I mean? So there has been actually good gameplay shown for Fantasy 16. Skill Up went over to Japan and played it. Fucking loves it.
Good previews coming out of it. Yeah, it seems positive.
Yeah, so to be fair, mate, I'm just kind of like, whatever. Fucking don't go on to Kingdom Hearts 4. Just, I don't know what you're going to put them on, but Square Enix is very weird, mate. Like, they're so hit and miss at the moment. You know? Like, a lot of people love Fantasy 7 Remake, and I was okay on it. Like, it's alright. I prefer the original. But people love that. People are loving Crisis Core Remake. But with these guys, I couldn't give a fuck. So I've obviously got Fantasy 7, 8 and 9 downloaded. Talking about Square Enix. Have you any... You've kind of said you like turn-based games.
Yeah.
So... Is 7, 8, or 9, would that entice you to play if you got your Switch? Because they're on that.
Yeah, that's what as soon as you sent that video earlier with it on, I was like, what are they? And then you said it was 7, 8, 9. So I think that's probably how I would actually want to consume it.
The problem I would have is with you, maybe it's the graphics. Like 7 is literally, they look like Lego.
I know that.
10 is brilliant, Fantasy X. And that's on the Switch, so is 12. But what about Persona?
they're long ass games. That's the only thing that's put me off. But I think if I got into one, like, I think I would be hooked.
Because they're turn based.
Yeah.
And
Turn based is something that I didn't really know I liked, but I always did, if you know what I mean. It's one of them ones that you play and you really enjoy them, but if someone asks you what's your favourite genre, you wouldn't say it. It's kind of one of them ones that just sit in the back of your head. You're like, fuck, I actually really do like turn based games.
It's like getting your bum
just
licked.
Didn't know it. Oh, fuck me, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, what?
What?
What? What are you on about? What?
I know they've done that.
They have done it, or they've had it done on them?
They've had it done on them. With strawberries and all and cream.
Strawberries and cream? Is Steve by any chance?
No, it wasn't him.
Wasn't Tim, was it?
No, it wasn't Tim. I wouldn't go near his fucking hole. That's probably hairy as fuck. He's a big hairy man, like.
Oh, is he? Lovely.
Aye, he's a hairy hair.
Well, I think if you're going to play it, like, you Final Fantasy X, which is fucking top notch. I love Final Fantasy 10. 7, 8, and 9, you can have it on where it's cheat mode, so you do lots of damage.
Bundle?
No, but you can do it where you have lots of damage. So if you just really want to play for the story, you can. You have fast forward. But the combat mate is really good on them. Like, they really are worth playing. 7 is... Now, this is what the problem might be for you. How much is nostalgia? Do you know what I mean? If I give you Pokemon Yellow in this day and age and you never played Pokemon back in the day, you would go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But fuck me, Pokemon back in the day.
I always thought they looked gay as fuck, the Final Fantasies. That's why I never touched them.
Says the man who literally fucking wanks over Vegeta. Kame.
Goku.
Can't piss at a toilet. Kame. Goku, fucking Gohan and Trunks. There's you. Have you got a tattoo on your thing as well? Okay. See, people, I love how, like, Declan, the love, for example, loves Dragon Ball, but if you said anything with anime, be like, oh, it's gay. But it's like, you're fucking in love with it.
That's the way I was.
The Dragon Ball is cool as fuck. I can't watch it. I can't watch it now. Like, I've tried. I'm like,
Attack on Titan. Unreal.
Me and Kieran actually started watching that. We got like season 2.
I remember you were texting me about it. You were like, "Is it good?" And I was like, "It's fucking unreal."
It is good.
I think you started watching it. You
fell off,
you should get back to it because see the later season. Like, it's near over now. Like, I'm waiting on it coming back on. Unbelievable.
I probably should because it's on that there Funimation. I got Alba in the anime. Like, Alba was watching the Studio Ghibli films and I loved them. Spirited Away, but watch all that. Keep me in. Could give a fuck. He's too busy with Five Nights at Freddy's. Did you watch that clip I sent last night?
Yeah.
Mate, so there's a clip on, if anybody's typed the Beta 87, there's like a shorts or a YouTube TikTok video. It's fake, but it's like this kid getting eaten by Freddy. Oh, how bad is that? Like,
yeah,
the noise. I was like, Jesus Christ! I hope Logan was watching that.
And you probably has seen it on YouTube and all, and the videos and all that they're watching. It's fucking insane.
I
walk past some of their rooms and all you hear is, "I gotta fuck you in the ass." And I'm like, what?
I hope it's not your child saying that to each other.
No, it's fucking. There's this puppet called.
Is that Jeffy? The wee cheeky one?
Jeffy, he's a cheeky bastard, and he's talking about fucking ball bags and stuff. And
mate, like as a kid, I had the South Park, the Chef album, I was sucking my chocolate salty balls and all.
Yeah, so did I. The CD.
Yeah, I had it on the CD. I was sitting singing it and all. My mum thought it was great. It was amazing.
But you don't want your kids doing it now.
Aye, whatever. Well, but probably like hit them around the head and laugh about it, but yeah. So apart from that, mate, that wraps up the news. So what we'll do is we'll finish up on the heavy hitters this week, and it obviously has been a very short show. It feels longer. Anyone who's listening to this, if you feel like you've been listening to this for 2 hours, I feel like I've been doing it for 2 hours. It feels like a long episode tonight.
We've been here for 2 hours because we've been sitting fucking trying to sort out the audio and picture.
So if I knew this was here, I didn't know you actually put this in. So heavy hitters releasing this week. Out today, Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. It's out on PS4, 5, Xbox One, Series X and S, the Microsoft Store, Steam, and Xbox Game Pass. Currently sitting at an 81 on Metacritic. It is made by the guys at Team Ninja who have done Neo 1 and 2, but also Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise. They are the guys who made that.
That's right. That's right.
So they must have different teams, obviously.
Yeah.
So
I'd say they have 2 or 3 teams, yeah.
I wonder what team made this, because I think Neo 1 was, Neo 2 was 2020. I bought it on right on lockdown. I was playing it the night I got told that I was going to have to work over lockdown while half the company was furloughed. Fucking raging. So yeah, you're going to give it a go. My initial impressions were, look, it feels like Neo. A lot of different stances and shit, I think, and I just wasn't in the mood. I thought it was okay. Played the demo. I was like, meh, it's hard at boss, and I don't want to play it. So you're going to try it. Okay.
Yes, I'll try it and have impressions for next week.
Now, the next game I have bought, now it's already out on PlayStation. So Guilty Gear Strive is coming to Xbox Game Pass March 7th. Also on the PC. Xbox One, Series X and S and PC. So I went on a bit of a fighting game kick. This is very like anime based. Couldn't get into it. Could not get into it.
Never tried it.
So what they annoyingly do is they put the characters' animations to, I think it's 24 FPS. And it just annoyed me. Like the frame rate, the characters.
Really noticeable.
It's noticeable, but with fighting games like this is one where I was like, I want to get good at, and I found like I got somewhat decent at. Maybe not with Street Fighter, with Mortal Kombat. I grew up playing Mortal Kombat. I was going online, I was beating boys. Guilty Gear is just a whole different beast, man. I just can't even bother learning it. You with fighting games, so you're into Mortal Kombat, not right?
Yeah.
Street Fighter, interesting
you? 6 has me interest. Yeah, I haven't really played a Street Fighter properly since 4.
Yeah, Kieran kicked my ass on Street Fighter, remember? Yeah, and then I brought him onto Mortal Kombat and showed him who's boss. Slapped that boy silly.
I like Injustice as well, obviously. Now they're around the game. Tekken.
Tekken's very good.
Tekken. I quite like Tekken actually.
It feels very weighty.
Dragon Ball Z Fighter was quite good.
Oh, Jesus, mate. That's different level. That's too hard. That's so Guilty Gear's the guys who made that, by the way. Arc
okay.
System Works, I think it is.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, so that's actually the guys, and yeah, Arc System Works made Dragon Ball Fighters, and they've made Strive. It actually might be the same team, by the way, because Dragon Ball, I believe, was 2017, Strive's 21, and I think it's actually the same team. I need to double check that. Taseiki Ishwatari is the designer. I wonder what else if it was him. He does BlazBlue. Yep, Guilty Gear. Have we look? No, he's more BlazBlue and Guilty Gear, so it's the same devs anyway. But yeah, so you're gonna give that a go, or you're just gonna not fussed?
I might try it actually. Now you said it's the same team done. I like the Dragon Ball Z. I don't know whether I liked it because it was Dragon Ball or whether it was good, but
see the benefit now, if you want to jump in on March 7th, I jump on a PS5, it was a bit dead. It's too hard as well. At least you're jumping in with people who are also new to it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you have a good starting point to kind of improve. Whereas when you're jumping on a game and everyone's just wrecking you for about fucking hours on it, that's not really that fun. But fighting games, mate, fighting games are supposed to be the most fulfilling games to play when you can get good at them.
I feel actually properly good and learned all the combos.
Oh, there's a whole thing to it, mate. Like there's fucking, your frames, like your recovery frames. If I hit you and you block it, you're going to be able to hit me quicker because of the way the recovery frames now works. There's so much depth to it. And this is things with games. Do you know what I mean? So that wraps up this week's episode. So Bobby, what are you're gonna play Age of Empires after?
Yes, I was even thinking about streaming it.
No one watch him at all. It's funny because you just sit there and stream and just don't talk.
It's actually I know because it's one of the games you're kind of concentrated. You're like silent for like the first 20 minutes and then you start talking.
Sean came in last week when we were playing, remember, started making funny noises and no one cared because we were just literally playing. Just
done noises and then left.
Yeah, and I was thinking, he's probably doing that to be a dick to me. But then I was like, he actually knows you too because we played together. So,
yeah.
Do you want to watch last night, mate? And I teared up.
What?
Actually, I watched two films in the past week and I've teared up. Signs. Do you watch Signs?
Oh, I think so, but
Aliens.
That's an old one, isn't it?
Well, 2003, mate. Not that old.
So that's over 20 years old.
Not that old. I seen it in the cinema. I remember it. Not that
21
old.
years old.
Do you know what I mean?
Like.
And then last night I watched Creed 1 because Creed 3 was actually, people were trying to convince me to go to the cinema. Well, actually, I think I had originally told people we'll go on Friday, forgetting about the podcast. And then they asked me if we're going. And I said, no, I couldn't be bothered last night. I was like, I'm not going to go. Have you watched Creed?
No.
Are you a fan of Rocky?
Not really.
Did you watch the boxing fight with Jake Paul last week?
Did I? Fuck.
What? You've never seen Rocky or anything?
No, I've seen them. I'm just not interested in them.
Okay. Well, that ends this podcast. You've just let everyone down. Bobby, what is your favourite film?
Favourite film? Fuck, I don't know.
What's your favourite horror film?
Favourite horror film? Like scary?
Yeah. Like, what is the scariest film you've ever seen?
In recent times, probably The Conjuring was one that got me. First one. But that's
we've already talked about this, haven't we?
Yeah.
There you are.
And I think we talked about it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was probably one that got me when I watched it at work by myself. That was the whole the clap.
I thought you couldn't watch stuff from work. Sure, you work outside.
Not that
You're an
job,
outdoor worker.
my other job, my old one. But one from childhood, which I've told you about before, would be Pet Cemetery, and the sister.
Have you watched? Let Demi watch it.
The old one.
Yeah.
Don't know if she would watch the old one because it's old. She's one of them ones that wouldn't watch old films.
Madness, mate.
But
Madness.
I think she watched the new one with me, like the remake,
Shade.
which wasn't the same. But yeah, that was probably one that got me, like when I was a kid.
Well, look, there's episode 10 over. X gonna give it to you. I think that's what I'm gonna name this anyway. Unless you want to Bobby XXS pisses in the toilet alone. Anyway.
So do you.
And what?
Learned something about both of us tonight.
I know, we're both shy pissers. We may never fucking have to go to the bar together and go to piss together. Be fucking awkward.
You're gonna go down and tell Lindsay, here, Lindsay, Bobby can't piss in front of people.
Bobby doesn't piss either.
It's normal.
It's not normal, by the way. In the grand scheme of things, we're not normal.
Not.
But yeah, look, that's episode 10 over and done with. As always, if you like the podcast, like and subscribe. Follow us on TikTok. Bobby has been very lazy for the past week and given up on it for the looks of things. You fucking haven't done any TikToks.
I've just been knackered.
Mate, the podcast last week was terrible for it. The way I was introducing stuff, I feel like I was half asleep because I was working in the office.
It's great podcast though in terms of the actual podcast. I thought it was very good.
I don't listen to it, so I don't know. But if you like the podcast, like and subscribe. Send in some mail to the ReadyUpPod at gmail.com.
Gmail.com, yeah. Tim, send us another question.
Yeah. You do know last week was our second most listened to episode, by the way.
Was it? What was your first?
Episode 4. So it just shows you, mate. Some episodes work better than others, and I don't know why. Maybe the name. It was 2 PSVR, 2 Furious. I don't know whether people like that. Who likes Fast and Furious? Why not? So yeah, if you like the podcast,
give it to you. See, for the art for the thing, can you do like Phil Spencer shoving it into Jim Ryan's arse?
See, for someone who is very against all things homophobic, you do see a lot of gay kind of innuendos. Well, actually, It's not even innuendo. You literally just talked about a gay kind of sex scene there. Right? Yeah. Phil Spencer shoving it into Jim Ryan's arse. Yeah. 2 40, 50-year-old men.
Phil gonna give it to you.
Phil gonna give it to you. Right? That's us. Over and out. Peace out. A-Town.
Bye.
Bye.